What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I bring to you Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition comparison, PCSX2 and PSP. Now there's some obvious differences between the two games aside from the maps, the customization, the vehicles, but in today's video I'm going to put it into a short version, show literally comparisons between both particular games on both emulators, and just really go through the rundown of how special and unique this game is, regardless of what emulators you actually play on. But before we actually get started, make sure you guys like, comment, let me know your thoughts on any other particular videos, and let's get started. So it's enough to actually play both games on both emulators, or at least within the PSP and the PS2 era. So pretty much going into it, obviously you can see that both of the games actually have texture mods, the vehicles and so forth are the same. Midnight Club 3 was always unique in a sense of adding Tokyo within the PS2 version of it, not so much in the PSP version because it was obviously a little bit more miniature. The design and graphics at the time were not really as advanced, at least unique at that particular time. The customization, as you can tell, for PSP and PS2 is quite similar between, body parts, paint, engine, performance parts, and so forth. The only particular difference, as I explained before, would probably be the vehicle that were added in the game and maybe the Tokyo map, because the PSP version did not have Tokyo. That was more an LA remix, which is a bit later on, the newer version, I suppose. But really just pretty much the same thing. Ideally, they're pretty much the same concept, just within different graphics. Again, PSP being the more portable device actually was able to do it, and as you can see, we have like the comparison between the PCSX2 version and the PSP version, which you can tell a big difference, although both games literally look beautiful. I mean, aside from the texture mods that I actually have and reshade and so forth, there's not really much of a difference, maybe buttons, layout and so forth, but both unique versions, really. I mean, they're not necessarily different aside from what I just previously explained. I think that I enjoy playing both versions because it's literally just the same game, just on different particular emulators, or at least different platforms. So when it comes down to the performance for both of these particular games, you got to remember at the time, aside from emulation, both of these games have we're stuck at 30 FPS, so they obviously were very different. It seemed like the color coding for PSP was very different compared to the PS2 version, which, in terms of hardware, they actually had a lot more to work with than the PSP. Not to deframe the PSP in a sense where, none of that stuff was actually acceptable, but a lot of that stuff really just had to do with, core design back then. Still pretty much enlisted as a top racing game for the golden era. So that's just basically the shortest way that I can actually put it in terms of comparing both of them. I don't know if I would actually want to choose, because I'm the type of person that I like to play the same game on multiple platforms or consoles of that past generation, because I enjoy it. It's more of a, aside from it being a preference thing, it's more of just being able to expand the horizons and to enjoy multiple versions of the game. I do this as well with Midnight Club LA, which all the Midnight Club games are amazing in their own way. There's not one single Midnight Club game that actually isn't bad. And when you take Midnight Club 3, PS2 or PSP, they're both amazing games. Aside from not having Tokyo on PSP, it still makes up for the gameplay and that nostalgic storyline between San Diego, Atlanta, and Detroit. So there's hardly any complaints in that. But both fantastic games, in my personal opinion. All the Midnight Club games again are very great. But make sure you guys do yourself a favor, like, comment if you actually enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what your favorite version of Midnight Club is, or let me know what favorite Midnight Club game you guys actually would prefer. I appreciate you guys viewing this video. This is Synergy signing out, and y'all guys have a good day. Peace out.